And we are live. Welcome everybody for this weekly recap of the news in Web3 and crypto. I'm Julian and at Eat the Blocks I help Web2 developer to get into Web3. So, hi everybody in the chat. Tell me where you guys are coming from. So we have Muhammad in the chat. Don't be shy. Say hi to me. And before we get started with the news, I'd like to welcome you here. If you are new and you want to get into blockchain, you gotta check out my free masterclass where I'm going to explain you how to get into Web3 even in this bear market. So you're gonna have a full roadmap, what to learn, and how to find a job in the space. So I'm gonna put a link in the chat. And with this, we are going to start with the market. So this week crypto has been down, unfortunately. So we had nice rally since the beginning of this year, but this stopped this week. And the reason is because the CPI number, so inflation, came in higher than expected, which suggested that the Fed will keep the tight monetary policy in place for longer. Before, there was some hope that maybe it would just be temporary and would be back to low rate very soon. But inflation is here to stay, unfortunately, and so this has an impact on the crypto market. So Bitcoin is down, Ethereum is down, BNB is down more than others, and we will explain why something happened there. And yeah, so we have some people say hi in the chat. We have Ahmed, we have TSX. Hi guys. So we are going to move on to the next news. So Kraken is going to shut down its crypto staking services, and that's because the SEC is investigating Kraken. And Kraken also paid $30 million settlement with the SEC to basically stop all the lawsuit against it. And the CEO of Coinbase reacted to that on Twitter and said that their Coinbase is planning to keep their staking service online and they are ready to fight back the SEC in court. So there is a very adversarial tone against this action of the SEC, and there is currently really a big backlash against the director of the SEC, Gary Gensler, because he's accused of being really soft with a lot of scammy project. For example, it was Best Buddy with FTX, but with all the crypto project that really did the things well and really wanted to be regulated for all these years. They didn't come up really with a regulatory framework, and all of a sudden they act like this very strict. And there are all sorts of action that are taken against crypto at the moment. In the US, there was a lot of top figure in crypto came out against this. For example, so the CEO of Coinbase spoke about it. The founder of Uniswap also mentioned this and declared in a tweet that it's as if the US went against the internet in the 90s, 30 years ago. And so what would have happened to the internet if all the innovation would have been forbidden in the US? And so that really pushes a lot of developer, a lot of builder out of the US, and that's probably a big mistake. So we'll see if the SEC director Gary Gensler has some support from politics, or if it's going to be replaced by someone a little bit more understanding of crypto. So that's it for this news. Another news about the SEC that cracks down against crypto. So the SEC also believe that most crypto are securities, and that includes stablecoin, and that's very, very difficult to understand why they think this, because stablecoin basically do not pass the Howey test. So the Howey test is basically a set of rules to determine if something is a security or not. And one of the criteria is that you expect some profit from this security. And but with a stable coin, how can you trade stable coin? So it doesn't really make any sense. But the SEC still announced that, to be specific, they are planning to sue Paxos, which issues the BSD stablecoin. And so following this announcement, Paxos announced that they will stop issuing some new BSD. So there isn't any problem yet for the existing BSD. They can still be redeemed against real money. But right now, it's really a big problem for Paxos. So Binance issued a clarification on Twitter. So even though BSD means Binance USD, it's not Binance that issued it. It's Paxos. It's a separate company, so it doesn't have a direct impact on Binance. And BSD so far has maintained its peg. The BNB token, the token of the BNB chain, took a small dive though, but BSD was intact. So let's just hope that they don't start to go against Tether, because Tether is just much bigger than BUSD, and I think that'll be really worse if they did this. All right, so after that, we're gonna check the news about local Bitcoin. So local Bitcoin, unfortunately, is going to shut down. So if you never heard of local Bitcoin, that's this service that allow people to trade their crypto peer-to-peer physically. So the way it works is you go to the website and then you agree how to do the exchange. So oftentimes people meet at a coffee shop, and one guy will bring the money in cash, the other one will transfer on your wallet or do a bank transfer. And originally, so this exists since more than 10 years. So it's not a small company. It's really one of the historical company in crypto, and it's really sad to see this, because like before the bull market of 2021, before the bull market in 2017, they were there, and originally they had a lot of users. But what happened is when the first centralized exchange started to appear, they took away a lot of users of local Bitcoin because they had a better UX basically. And so the only feature that remained attractive on local Bitcoin was the lack of KYC. And so that's why at a certain point, the only crowd that remained on local Bitcoin was just the more shady crowd, like people who absolutely wanted to avoid KYC at all costs. And we also started to hear some weird stories, some gangster story, like some guys who got beaten up because they go to a coffee shop to trade the crypto, and it's and basically trading was a gangster that's just trying to steal the money. So a lot of weird things that happened, and so authorities started to crack down on this, and they forced local Bitcoin to put in place KYC. And in the end, what happened is local Bitcoin lost the only advantage that he had over centralized exchanges. And so the few users that were still using the platform basically left, and the company at the end had to shut down. And so this is what happened. So yeah, it's a big historical company of crypto that just shut down. It's sad. So after that, we have this airdrop of Optimism. So that's an airdrop for delegators and power users. It's the second airdrop that the Optimism did. So in total, there was 90% of the token supply that will be given in all the airdrops, but this is just one of the many airdrops that they will do. So this airdrop is much more than the first one they did 1 year ago. The first one was 5% of the token supply. This one is only 0.27%, so it shouldn't have too much of an impact on token price. But yeah, if you've been either a delegator or a power user, you're gonna get a nice surprise. And here, what's interesting to check out is to check out the ranking of the different layer 2. And so let me show you this. So to see where we are with Optimism. So basically, Optimism is the second layer 2 here, very close from Arbitrum, with almost 2 billion in total value locked. So it's very important to keep an eye on Optimism, because this is really one of the most important layer 2 out there. All right, so we are going to do the Q&A if there are any questions, but first, just quick mention, if you're new here, new on the channel, if you want to get into Web3, check out my free masterclass, where I'm going to show you what you need to learn and what you need to do to find your first job in this space. And so here I'm going to put this in the chat. And yeah, and so that's basically it for today. So let me see if we have any question today. Kitty, Lancer, Julian, you're the best, man. I've been in crypto since last 6 years. Can we connect together? Sure. Tebo, hello. All right, so no question for today. Okay, so in that case, we are going to stop the live here. So thanks everybody for coming today, and I will see you later on Eat the Blocks. All right, bye guys.